what's up guys, and welcome back to another Real Madrid review. Real Madrid nil, Real Sociedad nil. Certainly an improvement in terms of the performance on the pitch, but is this where we are going? Either we take good performances but not so good results, or we take poor performances but scraping it for a good result. Now, we kind of want to see a good performance and a good result, right? Getting the victory would have been and was huge for today's game. We played really well. We had 20 shots compared to I think it was 8. Overall, we dominated them. We had lots of chances. We controlled the game and we looked more comfortable for majority of the game, even though they had a couple of chances. But that performance gave me the confidence. I saw something different. I saw 0-0. I was disappointed. But when I looked at the performance, I went, you know what? This is our best performance since the restart from the World Cup. Look at all of the games. We have played Villarreal and Barcelona where we have lost. And it has been poor performances. We've got Villarreal in the Cup and then Atletico Madrid in the Cup where we went a goal against Atletico Madrid down, and then we went 2-0 down against Villarreal. But we responded, we rebound and scored 3 goals. It wasn't good going down, but we had the fighting spirit. And then we also had games like Real Madrid and Atletico Bilbao where we got the job done, but it's typical the performance wasn't the best. Today we saw a different level of performance. We saw us actually playing pretty well, and look, I want to see this week in, week out, right? I want to see this performance up there because that's what Real Madrid is all about. For this game, we didn't get the win because Real Sociedad are actually a pretty solid side. Going to this game, they were like 1 point behind us or something like that, or were they 3 points behind? I can't remember, but they are third at the moment. And they are trying to go for the top 4. And Real Sociedad are a different type of team, right? The Bilbaos, the Valladolids, they're probably more of your mid-table sides. Sociedad was going to be a struggle based on our recent form against the better performing sides in La Liga, like the Barcelona and the Villarreals. But to come home away with a draw, considering we played quite well as well, I think it's baby steps. I think we're getting back. We're trying to get back into it. Yes, we are 5 points behind Barcelona at the moment, but it doesn't mean we can't win La Liga. Those Barcelona fans on Twitter, and I mean Twitter is a very bad place to be on, right? Just don't be. It's unnecessary toxicness, and sometimes there are things called banters, and sometimes there are just real stupidity, and I don't think those things that Barcelona say, and even just a lot of football fans, I mean, even there are Real Madrid fans on Twitter saying stupid stuff as well. But the fact that some Barcelona fans can say, stop dreaming about La Liga. La Liga is ours. You're not going to win it. Tells you a lot about their club. Because they're only 5 points clear. We are about halfway through the season. And they think that 5 points is, oh my days, you're never going to catch us. It's over for you. I don't know what they're thinking. But you know what? If that helps you sleep at night, fair enough. Because we are still yet to play Barca again, and look, we might lose that one, but who knows? And if we do beat Barcelona, it's an if. But if we do beat Barcelona in the league, and I know we lost to Barcelona last time we played them, but if we do beat Barcelona in the league the next time we play them, we just need to hope for them to maybe draw or lose a couple of games, which I expect and is expected to happen because of the amount of games there are, right? There will be slip-ups, right? And hopefully the slip-ups that we've had so far is probably going to be towards the end, and hopefully we're going to start having a good run of form and start winning some games actually. But next thing I want to talk about is a player who did quite well in this game. Vinny Jr. Obviously going through a lot at the moment with what those Atletico Madrid fans put him through. Now, obviously, I gave my thoughts in the Atletico Madrid review where we won, so go and check it out if you haven't already. But it affects you mentally, doesn't it? You can have your coach, you can have your teammates, you can have your family, you can have legends and famous people in the world tell you that they back you up and they console you, but um, realistically, it still affects you mentally. Um, and look, Vinny, I think, was a bit affected. Now, I like the fact that he's coming out publicly and rather than ignoring these people, he's speaking out. He obviously said that FIFA and La Liga actually didn't do much about it. And again, right, La Liga, rather than put a statement out there saying we do not condemn racism, can you please do something about it? Because who or which federation agency actually condemns it? It's pointless to put that statement out anyways, right? So please do something about it. And secondly, obviously it affects Vinny mentally. Now, his performance was actually quite good. He had a couple of chances, but I don't know what has happened to Vinny since the restart. Maybe it was the World Cup. Maybe it's that racist abuse that he's been having. But on the field, you've got to be putting those chances in. He had 3 to 4 really, really good chances where I thought if he scores, we would have won 1-0. That is huge. And I think it's fallen to him at the wrong time because it seemed like most of the chances was going to him. And look, Vinny, dribbling wise, incredible. Some nice skills, quick. But we've been saying it for a very long time, right? I believe it's 2020-2021 Vinny, where his finishing, his end product isn't quite there. And last year, 2022, we saw a different version of him. We saw the version where he can score goals, he's scoring tons of goals from different positions, and he's actually getting some goal contributions. Now, I'm not saying that that player is gone, is fully gone. I'm just saying that it's a patch of bad form, like Real Madrid are currently at, slash on, and just needs to clear his head, clear his mind, and I know that there are players you should be giving breaks to. Modric has been rested for a couple of games. Kroos should get a break. You can even argue Benzema, even though for majority of the first half of the season he hasn't been playing much. But I think based on what's happening around Vinny, I reckon and I do think that he should be given at least a 1 week off and say, look, Vinny, go and clear your mind, because playing week in week out and putting those performances in won't help anybody. It doesn't help him. It doesn't help the club. It doesn't help the performances. It doesn't help the results. He should just go take a week off. I think that's maximum. You can't give him more than that, really. Just take a week off and just say, look, clear your mind. It's not about being fit. Like, he's a youngster, I get it. Why are you giving a young player like a rest? Because your older players, your more senior players should be getting the rest because they are actually quite old, like Modric. But Vinny's case isn't about fitness, isn't about fatigue. It's more about what's going through his mental side, his mental health, really. So yeah, with that said, I reckon he should get a break. He should go and clear his mind, clear his head, and hopefully he comes back and, performs. Because realistically, we can have him playing every game and him being a young player, not necessarily being too tired. He can play every game for sure. But based on his current performances, I would rather he take a week off, come back stronger, than perform the way he is right now, because it's clearly affecting him. So, look, it may not sound like the best thing to do, losing Vinny for a couple of games. That's 2 to 3 games he's gonna be gone for if he takes a week off. So, look, it's just an opinion thing. I don't think the club is gonna do that. I don't think Ancelotti will do that. It's just a opinion thing, really. And now on the game, like I said, good performance. One of our best, if not the best, since the restart. And I would even argue this is one of our best performances this season. And look, sometimes you can get a 0-0 or 1-0 where it's just we've been a better side, but we're just a bit unlucky, really. And yeah, I think that was one of those days. But what can we do? We just have to move on, really. Now, let's talk about some of the chances. No goals to talk about. A bit unfortunate, really. But before we get into that, by the way, huge, not shout out, but congrats. No, not congrats. It's not shut down. It's not congrats, but he's just trying to give credit to Sociedad for the way they've been playing. Obviously, they're third. I think don't rule them out. In terms of La Liga pushing, I don't think they will be there at the end of the season. Where you look, they are probably 1 point behind. But I do think that right now they can be challenging. I'm pretty sure they are still in Europa League, which again, if they weren't in the Europa League, it maybe would have helped them. They've got a good squad. I saw that team that they put out today, technically today when the game happened, but the squad that they put out, and I was like, that's actually a very good team. And some of those players are actually, some of their players are actually injured. So look, that's a very good side. I think they will get top four, but whether they challenge for the title is a different thing. But yeah, they are a good side really. And one player in particular played like freaking prime Yashin, Romero. I mean, look, this player was incredible. He was actually incredible. Now, I'm pretty sure, I can't remember a stat, what the exact stat was, but I think it was something like best goalkeeping performances against Real Madrid, like before Romero signed for Sociedad or something like that. And I think he put up 7 saves, alright, and he's like the third best. I think two other goalkeepers made 7 saves as well. I can't remember who. I think it's something along those lines, alright. Basically, Romero was incredible for Sociedad in goal. He was arguably, I would say, the best player. I think he was the man of the match for me. He made tons of saves that, like, could have won the game for us, really. That he kept out. And look, sometimes it takes a goalkeeper to help you win the game. And we could say, oh, it's a bit unfortunate, but some of those chances I do reckon we should have taken. Let's talk about the first chance. Vinny Jr. getting away from 2 defenders. The finish just wasn't good enough. Wide of the post. Yeah, I mean, it's a good chance, really. But just wide. Sociedad have a chance here. Munot with the cross, blocked off Cruz before he goes to Ilana ex-Real Madrid, by the way. Curling effort, just wide as well. Again, good chance for Sociedad, one of their better chances that they've had, and they could have went 1-0 up there. Vinny Jr. with some good play, giving to Valverde, lays it off for Cruz, and a low effort is denied by Romero. And then just before half time, Ceballos had a curling effort, went just wide, and then another chance just before half time. I think it's Mendes with a poor pass back, which goes to Benzema, sent through on goal, but he lays it off to Vinny because the defender was closing him down, and yeah, he sent Vinny through actually, but Romero denies him. And then second half, Rodrigo with a decent effort, about 20 yards out I think, blocked by Lenormand, the centre half, which actually beat the goalkeeper Romero, but just wide. Enough of our chances went just wide as well, so you can clearly tell that we had a lot of chances, but either they were blocked or goalkeeper making the saves, or just a bit unfortunate really. And then another chance for Sociedad here. Kubo playing a lovely 1-2 with, I believe it was Pablo Marin, and then forcing a save out of Courtois, low diving save. It wasn't never going to go in, but you know, it's one for the goalkeeper to make sure he stops it, because maybe if he wasn't, you know, what do you say? If he wasn't cautious, if he wasn't cautious enough, he might have actually gone in really. And I think arguably the best chance of them all for us was the chance in the 71st minute, where there was just beautiful football. This was the football that I really want to see. Proper football. Cruz passes to Valverde. It's a short pass. Valverde then passes it to Rodrigo. I know it's a lot of passing and it's me just describing the play, but just imagine Cruz to Valverde, Valverde to Rodrigo. Rodrigo nutmegs the defender before it goes to Benzema. It's almost like a pass. It's a nutmeg pass to Benzema basically, who lays it off of Vinny Jr. Brilliant first touch, taking it away from the defender, but again, Romero making a crucial save to deny Vinny. I think this would have been the most beautiful goal we would have scored this season. That goal should have gone in, really. That's a beautiful, beautiful goal. And you could say it's unfortunate, but yeah, the football there was just brilliant. Brilliant. Now, I'm recording this on deadline day. Look, Real Madrid are not going to make any deals. And I can't say I'm surprised. But we'll be sitting here in 5 months, 6 months time. And we may be in a Champions League final. We may have won the Liga. We may have won the Copa de España. Whom we are playing Barcelona, by the way. The draw has been made a couple of days ago, actually. Out of Osasuna, Atletico Bilbao, and Barcelona, we got Barcelona. And I did say against Atletico that if we got Barca, we get Barca. Right? It's fate. And I think whoever wins, because there's 2 legs, right? One in March and one in Feb, actually, I think. Wait, is it Feb? No, it's one in March, one in April, actually, sorry. So 2 games, right? The first game at home in March. The second game away at the Camp Nou in April. So 2 games, 2 huge games, right? And whoever goes through get to play the Osasuna Athletic Club. Now, I'm not trying to disrespect or underestimate those 2 clubs because they have done quite well to get here. But realistically, if you get to the final, it's essentially the trophy is yours. Right? If Barcelona get to the final, I think Barcelona will win it. If Real Madrid get to the final, I do think that we have enough to win it. But the key now is to get past Barcelona. And if we don't get past Barcelona, we'll be looking at it going, what a missed opportunity that is, and that was, that we probably could have won the Copa de España, the Copa del Rey. But look, we'll see. It'll be even more games against Barca. We're playing them 2 times in the league, 2 times in the Copa de España, and 1 time obviously we play them in the Super Copa. 5 times we're playing Barcelona this season, excluding the friendly at the start of the season. So technically 6, but in terms of actual competitions, it's 5. 5 times against Barcelona. That's actually insane. So we'll see how that goes. But based on the transfer window, the most shocking deal for me has to be Cancelo to Bayern Munich. No one saw that coming. David Ornstein tweets, and it just starts blowing Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, whatever. It's actually one of the most shocking deals I've heard. Now, it's not shocking in a bad way because I think it's a fantastic opportunity for non-English teams. Now, obviously, City won't loan him to another English team, right? So, non-English team had a chance. And what are some top non-English teams? Bayern Munich, PSG. I'll put Real Madrid in there. I'll put Barcelona in there. I would have said Juve, except that they are struggling financially, and I don't know if they would have taken Cancelo back anyways. And realistically, that's about it. And based on some reports that Cancelo's agent offered him to Bayern, Real, and Barca, I think. Now, Bayern are the logical team here. Barcelona, I don't think would have been able to afford him. I mean, it's a loan, but I think City would have wanted the option to buy of 70 mil. And Real Madrid just won't want to do that kind of deal. It's a loan. Come on. Just give them 70 mil in the summer and get him on a loan for 6 months. Why aren't we looking at this deal? I'm actually gutted. I'm actually disappointed. I'm actually feeling so bad that we missed out on a top player because he was offered to us and because we choose not to do the deal. He was offered. They wanted him gone. He had a fight. Not fight, but disagreement, fallout with Pep. And they wanted him to go, and he has left, and Real Madrid could have been one of the teams looking at him. And Bayern have just got in and said, look, it's a fantastic opportunity. Why not go for it? And I don't think they are obligated to buy. I think it's just an option to buy for 70 mil. I don't think they're obligated to buy for 70 mil. But what if he does really, really well for them? They will probably buy it. So, look, I think it's a missed opportunity. Even though, look, we might not want to buy him in the summer. Let's get him on a 6 months loan. It doesn't hurt us. I know he probably would have been on 20, 50k, 200k wages. But I think it's a missed opportunity off the pitch. And I think the game is a missed opportunity as well, by the way. couple more deals going through. Big teams are going for it. Real Madrid are just sat there being quiet. We're not doing anything. So I can't really talk much about what Real Madrid are going to do. We're looking at the summer, basically. For the summer where there are more opportunities for the new season. Right? So, January, nothing. Other clubs are doing brilliant deals. Cancelo is the best deal we have seen. In my opinion, Chelsea can get Enzo Fernandez. They have already spent so much money anyways. But in my opinion, Cancelo will be the best deal of the whole January because it's come out of nowhere. You never expect a player like Cancelo, who has been vital for City, to be able to go on loan. And big teams outside England could go for him. And Real Madrid just sat still and gone, nah, we're not going to try to go for him. Let's ignore and let's pass on this deal. Which, for me, is just a very, very bad thing to do, really. Now, in general, January has been quiet for Real Madrid. Rumors here and there. They say that the January is done. But my question is, we didn't even do anything in January. How can it be done if you didn't even begin it? Now, signing Endrick is a different story because he doesn't come in now. He comes in 2024. You can't consider that as this season's deal, even though it's done this season. You can't consider it now because he's not coming in now. Where's the backup to Benzema? Are we going to play Rodrigo at striker and play Asensio on the right? We need a proper number 9. Where Mendy has just been injured, by the way, when I'm recording this. He's out for 2 months. And we have bought Fran Garcia, but he's still on loan at Rayo. So basically, Fran Garcia will remain on loan at Rayo Vallecano, but he will not be coming in. So what? Camavinga left back? I think it's the best option, but are we really going to play Camavinga as our main left back for the next 2 months? With Mendy out, Alaba left back maybe, but he says he prefers to play centre back. I think Alaba is the most sensible option to play left back, I think. Because we have Rudiger and Militao at centre back and maybe a Nacho to cover. Maybe Vallejo, worst case really. But I think Camavinga, giving him some minutes, he did quite well against Sociedad today, / in the game. It's not quite today, but you know what I'm trying to say. So I think Camavinga will be our main left back, and we will rotate him around with Alaba maybe, and maybe even Rudiger, maybe even Nacho. But I think it's a missed opportunity on the pitch against Sociedad, and it's a missed opportunity off the pitch in the January window. Now, obviously, I'm still excited for the January window because I'm seeing other clubs do business, and as a football fan as a whole, it's interesting seeing Arsenal signing Jorginho or Chelsea trying to get Enzo Fernandez, even though Real Madrid might look at him. But I think Bellingham is still the priority in the summer. Maybe another striker, maybe another fullback, maybe another midfielder like Bellingham. I can't deny it. The future is looking good. But what about now? What about the present? What about the backup to Benzema? That is just my question, really. But obviously, hope you guys, no matter what team you support, have a good. Hope your team actually have a good window, as well. And speaking of next game, let's have a talk about it before we end today's review. Valencia will be taking on them at home, I believe. They've just sacked their manager Gattuso. Now, I'm not too sure if they'll get a manager in before that game. Obviously, they've got a couple of days to get that done. I think about 1 or 2 days. So we'll see. I think that for Valencia, it could be huge because we've seen it. The manager rebound or bound or whatever they call them, is the new manager comes in and the team starts playing really, really well in their next game. So I hope it doesn't happen. Most of the time it doesn't happen, but sometimes, occasionally, it does happen. Valencia are struggling, you could say. They've lost a couple of big players throughout the last couple of seasons. So, look, I think that game is an opportunity to take 3 points away from. I want to see the same performance. I want to see the result, however. Look, the performance can be there while the result is there. You know, we don't have to just say, oh, we want the performance, but the result is still a draw. Or we want the result, but the performance is really, really poor. Why not have both and that is my question. Like I said in the last few reviews, I believe Ancelotti will change something, and he has. He has changed something. Like the Ceballos coming in for a couple of games, meaning he could probably stay. Camavinga playing left back. Hopefully he gets some game time. He's happy. So look, I think we just want to move on really from this game, from the window, and look forward because there are plenty of games. 3 games a week until March, I believe, until the international break. So look, we'll see what happens until then. But hope you guys have enjoyed today's review. Seems like a pretty long one. Not too sure how long we've been recording for, but hope you guys have enjoyed today's review. Majority of the talk have been on the window and on the game against Valencia, but we're just gonna move on really. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's review. Hit the like button if you guys did. Subscribe to the channel that's on already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.